Hello and welcome. So in this video, we will set up our development environment for C, C++ and Fortran development in Windows. So let's get started. So to do that, we need to install GCC, GDB, G++ and gfortran into our system. But in Windows, installing those is a little bit tricky. That is why I am making this video. To install all of those, we need to install the mingw package, and we have to install everything via that. But the problem is the installation of the mingw is not simple either. So we have to use another tool which is called msys2. So let's install that. So I'll just zoom in a little bit. I hope that will make sense. And then we'll write msys2 and hit enter. The first website should be the official msys2.org website. So just click on this link. And now we have the msys2 official website opened. Now here is the installation guidelines. Just click on this exe file. Okay. So this is being downloaded and we will install that at first. Okay, so my Edge browser is saying like, hey, this is not a file which is downloaded by so many people, which is kind of true because not everyone is a developer. But still, just wanted to keep that, and then we want to keep it anyway. And okay, this is downloaded. Now we can open it, open file, and we can go through the installation process. So just click on next. Installation folder is C/msys64. So next, and installing. So it will install and it will take a little bit time. So now I will explain what msys is. It is a Linux wrapper which works in Windows. So we are able to write some of the commands which are available in Linux, specifically on Arch Linux, because it uses the Pacman package manager. So we can use Pacman to install the not msys, but mingw toolchain. And in that way, we will have everything we need. Okay, it just finished, and just hit finish and run. So this sort of terminal will open. Just zooming in a little bit. Zooming in. Okay, let's see. Just right click on here and then options, and just go to the text, and you can select the font and the font size. So I'll go with Maple Mono, and the font size will be something like 20. Apply. Okay, save. Okay, cool. So we have this terminal, and this terminal is a bash terminal, and here we can write anything we can write in, like in the Arch Linux, at least the basic commands. So we want to make sure that we are in the latest version of the system of the msys2. So to do that, if there are any updates, we want to download that. So to download that, we can use Pacman. So pacman-su, if we do and hit enter. So this is like starting core system upgrade and starting full system upgrade, and there is nothing to do because we just installed the software right now. But eventually you should be able to run those, and it will download some of the updates if there is any. Now you are seeing here, it is saying UCRT64, which is another thing like mingw, but we don't want to use this. So I'll close that thing, and now I'll go to the start menu, all apps, and then I'll go to the msys2 folder. It should be there. Okay, I have passed that msys2 here, and there are so many things, but you don't have to worry about everything. You just have to run this one. Like there is the clang one, there is the mingw32 if you have the 32-bit operating system, which I believe most of you don't. So you can just open this one, MSYS2 MinGW64. Okay, just open that, and yes, all of the changes will be reflected because I believe the terminals, the setting of the terminals are connected. So cool, we have our MinGW terminal. So what now? So we have to download MinGW, and via this we have to download like the MinGW toolchain to be specific. So just go to the package index here in the website, and then you can type MinGW toolchain and hit search. Okay, there is no base packages. Okay, I believe this search do not work with that. So let's do like something like go back and then do something like GCC and hit search. Okay, this is good. Now we have some of the GCC packages which are available. So here we have the MinGW W64 GCC which we want to install, but not by this. Just I want to get to the toolchain page. So just click on it, and here you'll see, I'll zoom in a little bit more. You will see the inside of the base groups we have the MinGW W64 toolchain. So we can click on this as well, because why I am installing the toolchain, not the like the GCC standalone, because there are many of the packages which have their own dependencies, and those dependencies have their own dependencies as well. So to be on the safer side, I think it will be better to install MinGW W64 toolchain so that everything is installed. So you don't have to worry about debugging many of the system settings. So yeah, so just click on this MinGW W64 toolchain, and there will be a whole lot of toolchains available to us. This is the W64 i686 toolchain. It is for 32-bit operating system. If you have that, you can install this one. I have the 64-bit operating system, so I will go with this one, MinGW W64 x86 underscore W64 toolchain. This one. There are some of the CLang one or UCRT, that previous one which I showed you, those as well. You can install those, but I will go with MinGW one, like this one, this toolchain. Okay, so here we have the command to install that. So just copy this command, Control C, and then if you do Control V here, it will not work. Yeah, the copy pasting commands do not work as expected here. There are some of the other shortcuts which you have to remember, but just you can click on here and paste the command. The shortcut is shift plus insert. Just paste it. Okay, that didn't go well. Just deleting that. Once again, just paste it here. Okay, now everything is fine. Sometimes this terminal adds some extra characters which we do not want, but that is okay. So just now hit enter, and yes, there are many of the things like that is the bin utils, crt git, gcc which we want, right, gdb which we want. There are some other stuff as well. We have the like the make as well, which is important because when you are working with the C and C++ programming languages, there are oftentimes you will use make, so that is installed as well. So just hit enter, and it is showing us like, hey, there will be those many packages. So you just want to look into this one, like the downloaded size will be this and the total installed size is this, which I have the space for. So I'll hit Y, capital Y, and hit enter. And this will take a bit of time because it will download a whole bunch of things into our machine which is needed. So I will skip through this part and I will meet with you when everything is downloaded properly into my system. And if not, then I will show the debugging process as well. Hopefully everything works smoothly. Okay, so looks like everything is downloaded properly in my machine. To make sure that everything works properly, just I'm closing that and I will reopen that. So min gw, yes, this one. So okay, this is the terminal here. Now if I do gcc dash dash version, that is there. Okay, so gdb dash dash version, that is also there, and g plus plus dash dash version, this is also here as well. So now let's do gfortran dash dash version, which will not work. Okay, so it is not working because we have to install the gfortran separately. If you are like writing code in Fortran, then you have to follow this part which I am going to show you. If not, then you can skip ahead. But yes, so just to make sure that everything is installed, we'll have a separate tab, gfortran msys2. So let's see. So here is a package which is called the mingw6486 gcc fortran. We have to install that. So we'll just go here and we can install this one as well. I sometimes write code in Fortran, so yeah, I'll install that. So just click and paste. Okay, and it will install the gfortran as well. It is installing everything we need. Okay, so this time I will not close the terminal. I will just do ax exec and shell and hit enter. Okay, now if we do gfortran and dash dash version, okay, so we have gfortran as well. But now we have installed many of the things right here. So what we want to do, we have to make sure that everything is updated. So what we can do pacman -syu, capital SYU, and hit enter. Okay, let's see. There are some updates. Yes, I want to do the update. So you might have some updates lying around, or if not, then that is totally fine too, depending on when you are watching this video or what is the state of the MSYS. So if there is nothing showing up and you are just getting the terminal back, so don't worry about that. Okay, so it will install many of the updates which I have. Okay, let's see what happens. I'll skip through this part as well because it will take a little bit time. All right, so looks like everything is updated now. So if I do something like gcc dash dash version, hit enter. Okay, I believe this was before 13 point something. It is now version 14. So looks like we have updated the version. So gdb dash dash version, that is working too. G plus plus dash dash version, that is working as well. gfortran dash dash version. Okay, so looks like everything we needed is working properly. Now if you want to write some code, then you want a code editor. So my choice is VS Code. Okay, Visual Studio Code. Okay, so this is the thing which you want to install, so you can install that. Okay, now we will go through the setup process of the IDE a little bit later. Now I want to show you something. So here everything is working, but if I open up my terminal, The normal terminal, the PowerShell one, this terminal is different. It is the bash one. And do gcc dash dash version, it is working for my case, but it might not work for your case. So what is the fix for that? Fix is quite simple. We have to add some environment variables. So go here, like search environment variables here. Okay, and then environment variables. Here we have two things. One is the system variables and one is the user variables. Okay, now you can look into that. So most probably the path is set by default when you install the MSYS2. So let me check. So here in the system variables, if I go to path and just have to look into the things, and there is no path related to the MSYS2 because I believe I deleted that before, because this one, this MSYS installation has its own Python version as well, and I was having some issues with that. So what I did basically, you can, if there is some system variable here uh, which points to the this path, like this one, C MSY64 mingw64 slash bin. If there is any system variable there, which is fine. If not, you can add that, but I will recommend you to add that in the user variables. So if we do this, and now see what I did, I basically pasted my main Python version above. I pasted my MSYS path below, because in that way the Python is version is set to the proper one which I wanted. You can use the MSYS Python as well, but I was having some issues, that is why I did that. So if you in any terminal you are not able to see this screen where you are writing something like gcc gdb or anything and you are getting some errors, so what you have to do basically, you have to add this path C MSY64 mingw and then bin. Also I can show you that particular path and what is inside that. So if we go to our file explorer and we can go to the cu drive, and we have this MSYS64 folder which is being created for us. So double click on that, and we have many of the folders. Here we have the mingw64. Just click on that, and we have the bin folder here. Just click on that, and here is all of the files you need. Like these are some of the exe files. That is why we are able to run it in Windows, like the g++, gcc, and so on. It all are there. So when we are writing in the terminal like gcc, then it is executing this file here, right? So these are all of the things which you have. You can see many of the things, like as I told you, like here is a Python as well, but do not remove that, any of that, because that might be important for some other folder or other package, right? So keep that as it is. So you have to just copy this one, C MSYS2 mingw, this one, MSY64 mingw64 slash bin, and paste it inside of the user defined variables here, and you will be good to go. Okay, so now we have everything set up which we needed. So let's see. Okay, so I have downloaded VS Code and I have installed that inside in my machine. So let's open that, and I'll create a new folder in the desktop. Says C program, something like that. And now I'll just drag and drop to VS Code, and this will be opened. So just zooming in a little bit. Okay, now I can create a file which I can call main.cpp. Not cpp, I should have called that C because I wanted to write a C program. Okay, just C. And to save some time, write me a hello world program in C. Let's see what happens. Okay, it is generating in the Google, and we have, okay, so this one, just copy that, or if you have any sort of C file, that is totally fine as well. Paste it here, and we have our C program. Now how we can run that, right? So what we can do, we can just hit command or controls and tilde to open the terminal, or you can go to view and then terminal as well. Okay, now we can do gcc, and then we can do /main.c, hit enter, and if everything goes well, okay, so we have the a.exe, and then we can do /a.exe, and we have the hello world printed into our terminal. Now you might be thinking like this is a very complex process. So to solve that, what we can do, basically I can just kill this one, delete this one, and we can go to the extensions, and inside the extensions we can install a extension which I have already installed, which is called code runner. Okay, so this is a pretty popular extension which helps us to run our code. It supports many of the languages like Fortran, it supports C, C++, and so on. I believe there should be somewhere C and C++. Okay, so you can just install that, and after you have installed that, what you will get this play button here. So if you just click on this, and it will go through all of the commands, and it will run the execution file as well. So this one, so we are getting the hello world here. So the process for the C++ and Fortran will be totally similar. So you can just create a new file and you can just hit this run button. If you have installed everything properly, that should work. So yeah, that is it for this video, because I believe this is a little bit complex process for especially in the Windows users. The Mac and the Linux users can use their own package managers, but for Windows it is a little bit complex. I hope you have enjoyed this video and you have gained through knowledge to install everything to get started with C, C++, and Fortran programming. Also, you can check out the MSYS packages which are available if you want to do something more like in other languages as well. You can use those as well. So I believe that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you, please subscribe to this channel, and yeah, comment on this video what you want to see next. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.